every individual. But on the other hand, the government operates in control of us. And if the government becomes so large or intrusive as to upset those arrangements, and the violations of property are a sign that that is happening, then of course you won't have that gift anymore, and the character of everyone in the country will be affected by that fact. Now I'll finish with what we do. I can do it real fast. A long time ago in Southern California, I got into a quarrel with something called the South Coast Air Quality Management District. And I discovered that I got mad because I criticized them and they attacked me. And I thought, oh, these guys like to fight. And I don't go before them to get permits, because the only thing I was releasing in the way of pollution was hot air. They didn't have the power to stop that yet, and I discovered that they had a beautiful building. It's still there. If you go look and see where the 57 and the 90 freeways come together in Southern California, you can see it up on the It's really gorgeous. And they got all their money from fees and fines on the regulated community. And they levied the fees and fines. And they heard all the claims, just like Paul said. They were the executive, judicial, and legislative branches all rolled into one. And that got changed because somebody made a stink about it. And I believe, by the way, that these arguments by James Madison are beautiful and true. And I believe that they require only to be made to be victorious. Now, I'm in the college business, and so to me, if you're a carpenter, everything looks like a nail, or if you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail. To me, everything looks like a teaching opportunity. And first you got to learn, but then you got to argue, because the American Revolution is a very coherent thing, and it is the greatest thing of its kind ever had. And every one of us in this room, and every one of us listening, has enjoyed the benefits of that revolution, and owes something because of it. And so we should learn to argue. Because the two forms of rule are before us, and we're going to pick one of them pretty soon. And all we got to do is make the right arguments and leave the rest in the hands of God. Thank you.
Thank you for those comments, Dr. Arnn. The first question is actually from Tricia from Madison, Mississippi, and she asks, can you give a definition of the pursuit of happiness and tell us what the Founding Fathers actually meant by it, and does it mean the same thing as property?
Huh. That's great. So, well, I wonder who that person is. Whoever that is, or admitted. The reason you might ask if it's the same thing as property is because in the Virginia Bill of Rights, for example, passed a few days before the Declaration of Independence, they mention property in that place where they have pursuit of happiness in the Declaration. And that gives rise sometimes to the argument that by pursuit of happiness, they mean happiness is a relative term and there is no real definition of it. And that's foolishness because, first of all, happiness occurs again in the Declaration of Independence about 3 lines down, where it says people have the natural right to throw off an oppressive government and set up a new government, which seems to them most likely to secure their safety and happiness. So happiness is a thing you could secure. And the classical teaching, and this is very well known to the founders, and it's also their teaching, it's in that quote that I used at the beginning from Washington in the first inaugural address, indissoluble union between the virtue and happiness. Happiness is the human being doing well. And that means the human being living well, doing the right thing. Now, you can't have an entitlement to the government to that.